The tibialis anterior. Again, this is going to be the same as the work that we did on the floor. And because of the height of the table, I could use my knee, but not everyone's going to be able to because of your own individual height. So the method that I would suggest is a little bit more universal, is to be standing, give yourself plenty of distance away from the table so you've got good access to your body weight. With the prop underneath the leg, that gives you a little bit more room for our assisted plantar flexion once we get there. And so we apply our pressure, get that pin going with our hand, and then we introduce more plantar flexion into the ankle and more flexion into the toes. You could keep that static and leave it as a pin and stretch, or you can get a little bit of that glide going and incorporate a bit of a sink and draw as well into the equation. Because we have just done this in the previous practical work for the spiral line, I'm just going to do one touch here per side.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to jump in here really quickly to let you know that the Massage Club is once again open for registration. If you're really enjoying this type of learning, this type of Thai massage technique, there's a whole lot more where that came from over there in the club. There's information and a link in the description below for more details.
Not because it's not necessary, but because you've already had a little bit of practice with this. You might still like to practice it on the table, given that your own movement and positioning will be different to what it is on the floor. But the overall idea is the same. So now after that one touch, I'm going to sweep and I'm going to move across to the other side here. With a little bit of internal rotation to give you better access to the tibialis anterior. Get your hand in there to get a nice amount of pressure there on the tissue, and we add in our plantar flexion at the ankle and the flexion of the toes. You might leave it at that and keep your hand still, or if you would like to, you can add in that draw and glide along the skin. And that just gradually incorporates more of the myofascia that surrounds the tibialis anterior in this fascial release. We're going to spend a good amount of time on this one touch, given that we're only doing one here on the table. Whenever this application finishes, it'll be our final point of access for the superficial front line. And then when it comes time to get into the next practice, whenever you're ready for it, we're getting into the deep front line. Okay. So we'll finish that up, release the ankle, release the skin. It's a little bit of a draw on the skin. And that, my friends, is the last bit for the superficial front line.
Like I said before, this is just a small example of the things that are possible with a Thai-inspired manual therapy practice. If you're enjoying this type of content, if you've learned a whole bunch here and you want to dive a little bit deeper, the Massage Club is a space where we meet up online every month for a live call that is also recorded if you can't make the live call. And we go through more techniques, and we also workshop different areas of the body and different dysfunctions. So if you have some shoulder things, some neck things, some hip things, or some low back things, or anything else really, month by month we pick certain areas of the body to go through, and I'll teach you new techniques. Some of it will be a review, but you also have an idea of how to help yourself if you're dealing with those types of pains and discomforts, or for the people who you care about the most. Registration for the Massage Club is currently open, but it will be closing up again soon. It would be awesome to see you over there. All the information and the link to register is in the description below.